Hello and thank you for joining me on my colouring quest. So today I want to try out some new items that I bought, which are these Daler designer's gouache. And yeah, I've only ever tried, I think it's the Castle Art gouache that I have. And yeah, so basically I'm taking it as gouache is like sort of a combination of watercolour and acrylic. It's got like the fluidity sort of watercolour, but the opacity of acrylic, if I'm understanding that right. If not, feel free to correct me, because yeah, I'd like to know either way, wouldn't I? Don't want to be giving out false information. So yeah, I want to try these, and I thought I would try it out on the Galaxy Girls colouring book. That's by Mystic Art Mirrors. So I have picked this page, and I have printed it out onto watercolour paper. So it should be okay for gouache, the use of gouache, I'm hoping anyway. So I'm going to choose my colours, like save you the time of watching me choose my colours and putting them on a palette. So I shall be back in a moment. Right, I am back, and I have taped my page to my table to hopefully make it easier to paint, and I will also have that nice crisp edge around my page, which I love to have. And I have decided on sort of like orangey yellows with a little bit of pink, as you may see here, and I do want to probably darken the edges up with black, and I've put too much black paint on that palette. I can already tell, but you know, you never know, I may change my mind as I am painting. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint, really. I don't really have too much of an idea of what I want to do. I just sort of want to see where the paint goes, because yeah, like I said, these are new to me and I'm not hugely familiar with gouache. So I'm just going to use this video to have fun and paint a page. Well, I'll paint at least the background. I don't think I'm going to paint her. You never know, but yeah, I think it's just the background I'm painting at the moment. So I shall get on with it. Stop waffling on. You see, with these, I don't know how it would react if I put water on the paper first and then added the gouache, or do I go in dry? I'm not completely sure. So should we test it out? Should we see how if I put water on this page, although my water is still a bit cloudy from what I just did a minute ago. I do have a little bit of clean water here. So if I just sort of pull it a little bit, I don't know if you'll be picking up on this on camera. And then let's say I go in with this red. Oh, they look lovely. Oh, it does. It will move. Oh, look at that. It will do it like a watercolour. Sorry, I love it when you watch a video of like a professional watercolour and they angle their page at the exact right angle and they add their paint and it just floods the whole area, and I'm like, wow. So it's like magical to see when they do that. So I'm just gonna add the red in. I don't use reds and yellows nearly enough, which is why I wanted to try this on this page. So I'm going to add a bit of yellow in there. See, oh, didn't clean my brush properly, did I? Oh well, it's going to mix anyway. See what that does. Oh, I may have to be a little bit more mixy because it's a different colour. But yeah, I haven't added water everywhere, have I? So that is really pretty. It's like fire. I'll have to add more water. Is this her hair? It's like hair strands, but then it's got this background in it, hasn't it? Right, let me wash my brush off and add a bit of sort of actual yellow, although I may need to wait for it to dry more because it's going to mix in with that orange anyway, isn't it? And then whatever gaps I have, I am then going to use my black on, so it's got black in the background. That's so pretty. So I don't want to fill the whole page in with the reds and that. Right, I do want to add more water. So I'm going to go in this area now. Just add it in this hair bit. So I'm going to go in with that red again down here. Ooh, I love watching it because it only goes where the water was just added, unless you're like me and I'm using the wrong size paintbrush. I can go over those hair bits. I'm planning to probably give her dark hair anyway. And then I'm going to get some of that yellowy orange on there again. Oh, that's too much. Because I do like it when these two colours mix. And then when it's dry, I can go in and, because with this red, I want it a bit deeper in some places where it's actually gone a bit too light for what I want. But yeah, I will just sort of do that when that layer's dry. Like, I want some of it like that red that's in there that I've just done. It does seem a bit, we'll do that for now. But yeah, so pretty. Right, clean that off and add some more water again. I will just go over this hair actually. I think I might just give her black hair. It'd pop with the colour in the back, wouldn't it? We'll go around it a little bit. That is her skin there, but I always find that with the Mystic Art Mirrors Galaxy Girls, they sort of blend off into the background anyway. So having a bit of paint on it's not going to really make a difference. Just get in there. I love it when it spreads a bit. Now I'm going to go in with the cleaner yellow, because I want lots of yellow down here. I don't know what colour I'm doing the planets yet. said, I'm just having fun. It's a bit fiery. Do want this area down here to be, like I said, quite yellow. When it dries properly, I'll add more yellow in as well, I think. Don't ask me why I chose to do orange and yellow. I normally would stray far away, but that could also be the reason why I've picked it. And then over this side I'm going to do really red, I think. I didn't clean my brush properly, but it's only yellow on it, so that's why I'm not particularly bothered. I will have to clean my water after this layer dries, because else I will be getting everywhere. Red again. I spent today, well, all of this afternoon, and I do mean all of this afternoon, swatching out black widow pencils. Oh my gosh. I only had a couple of sets and I decided to complete my sets. And yeah, there's 180 colours to swatch all together, and I had to take them out of their individual tins to then colour match and everything, to then order them into the pencil case that I bought. So yeah, it took a very long time. Put a little bit of that orange right in the end. Like I said, definitely put too much black on my paint palette, but I can always off camera pick a page that I haven't started and give it a black background. That's what I normally do when I have paint left over, because I don't like to waste it. I'm going to just add a bit of red sort of in this corner, away from the yellow, because this corner has quite a lot of empty space, which I don't want. I like that. I really like that. Did I say I like it? Because I like it. Just going to sort of fade that into her a bit more. Right, so that's enough with my big paintbrush, but I will have to let that dry now. That is quite pooling on my page. That is quite a lot of water there. That is going to take a long time to dry. I think I might have to get the hairdryer out and very gently dry it, because else I'm going to be here all night and I want to continue to paint. So I'm going to get the hairdryer on this, so I'll be back in a moment. Wow, that looks like really bright on camera as well. That's really nice. Be back in a mo. Right, so we're now, I think, like at least 95% dry. There may be a couple of spots that are a little bit wet. Note to self though, further use of hairdryer, hold it at the right angle, else you will end up shooting the paint across. As you can see here, I'll clean that up properly once I'm done. You know, I'll probably end up making more mess somewhere. So yeah, I'm happy with how these colours have turned out. Like, they're dry now, but they're still just as vibrant. So I'm going to take my smaller paintbrush now and then go in certain areas to deepen up the red and certain areas to add a bit more yellow. I had this pink mixed, but I'm like, I have nowhere I want to use it, so I think I might have to use that on another page as well. But I'm not sure where, when you're using gouache, if you let it dry and then can you reactivate it with water? I think you can, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'll have to look that up. And if that's the case, I can just save it on my palette, can't I? For the red, I am going to just take a bit and pick the areas that I want. That might have too much water in it. I may need to add some more paint to that. I will try this first. But I'm not sure, does gouache reactivate when you add more to it or not? Who knows? I should really look up gouache. I should really look it up, because I've never really thought about it until this moment right here. And there are probably other people wondering or having the same sort of questions, and I should be answering them, not needing them answered as well. But anyway, I'm just going to deepen up some parts, not all of it, because I quite like how it's flowed. But this area down here, I want extra red. And I also want some more red up here. Yeah, that hairdryer really did do a great job. Normally I don't use a hairdryer, and it'll, well, because it's a winter, I'd have to leave it like quite a few hours to be fully sure that it's like completely dry. This hairdryer took what, 5 minutes? Blend that out a bit. Has anybody else been using gouache at all? I do have to say these colours are really nice. Right, I'm happy with my purchase. I purchased them from Cass Arts. That is what it's called, right? Yeah, Cass Arts I got them from, because I needed some Faber-Castell Polychromo singles, and my local Hobbycraft didn't have any blacks or whites in stock, and when I asked when they would be back in stock, they said they don't have a set schedule for the singles. They just arrive when they arrive, and I'm like, yeah, I'll probably run out of, at least probably run out of black before I end up having them in Hobbycraft again, because the last time that they were out in Hobbycraft, I had to wait like over a month for them to come back in. And yes, I do have one spare black left, and it probably would last me, but at the same time I don't like to not be prepared, because else that would mean me not being able to colour, because I use black on everything at some point. Like, even if it's just an eyeball, I'm using black, or it could be a whole background, you know. Right, I have thoroughly used up all of that red, so I'm just going to leave it at that red, because if I put more paint on, then I'm going to end up wasting it. So I'm going to go in with the yellow in certain places. I want yellow. That is a lot of yellow though. Definitely going to have to use that somewhere else. Oh, that's so pretty. this is seems so easy to use. Maybe it's just because I'm using it with reds and yellows, and in general they can be fairly easy to blend together, but yeah, I feel really quite relaxed doing this, which is really nice because I don't want to be stressed out when I'm colouring, do I? So pretty. I love how vibrant it is. I am actually going to add some of this down here because when I dried this area, it made that, you can see the lines where the wet and the dry ended. I'm going to try and blend those in together a little bit. Whether it works or not is a different story, isn't it? I may still get the effect where it's crossing with the dry and the wet, but I can try. I can most certainly try. Oh, why did I just do that? I'm going to take a bit of this other red and sort of fill in this gap. This may ruin it. I'm hoping not. Wow, that is so pigmented. I don't know if you're seeing that, but wow. That's so vibrant. I love it. Love it. And with this set you get quite a lot of colours, so you can mix all sorts. I know what you're thinking now. Why did you do the initial colour if you're just going to sit there and blend it all? I'm having too much fun. that red that I just added, that sort of activated something in me to just continue adding. It might not turn out, but I'm having fun, so I don't care. Look at it. That vibrant. A bit going into her skin, but not much. And get that yellow back. Love it. Like I said, I don't know what colour I'm doing the rest of anything else. And at this point, I'm not bothering to think about it. But yeah, wow. That means I've now got to add some of this red up here to sort of not keep it all in one place. I don't need it bright at the top, I don't think. Just a little bit. Look at that. It's like it just comes alive. And then I'm just going to take my yellow again. I want to brighten this bit up in this corner. Mix them nicely. I wonder how many of you have already coloured this page, because this book has been out for quite a while and I just haven't coloured much in it. But yeah, I have seen people's pages before, but I can't remember how people have coloured this one. It's going to look so nice with that black in the other areas as well. Get a bit of that red in here. Just a little bit. These colours would be so nice if you're doing fire as well. Can leave that there to dry. Should I just get the hairdryer back on it and then I can do the black, and then after I've done the black I need a bit more of that red in there, don't you think? Just a little bit, because I don't know, it looks odd that it's not in here at all, like over this side of the page when it's everywhere else. Just do that. Water it down a bit. Looks better. Right, hairdryer time. Right, that didn't even take as long that time, because obviously I was using the paint on already dry instead of wet on wet. So right, now the black. Let's go into all those little areas. Like I said, far too much black on this palette. I will start at the top. Why am I so nervous about this bit? Although, to be fair, it doesn't matter if I go over parts where it is, because it is black and I'm literally just wanting this sort of space to be shining through in the background. So yeah, doesn't matter. Let me get rid of that bit actually. It's quite easy to use. So I'd put a poll up earlier, well, over yesterday and again today, to see what book you want me colouring in this month. And Camilla de Erico's pop manga Dragons and Other Magically Mythical Creatures. Is that what it's called? I always get confused because that one's quite a long title. But yeah, that one got picked, and now I'm just waiting for people to pick a page, which by the time this video goes up, it's probably already going to have been picked, because yeah, I'm filming this on the day it was posted, and this is going to take me more than a day to complete. So hopefully by the time I finish this page, I will have another video in the making, which will be that one. But I just felt like filming today because I have time. So I thought, what page can I start? And then these arrived. And I was like, let's test them out. I already had this page printed on watercolour paper, because when I printed out this book, I printed about 90% of the book onto watercolour paper, because I could tell from the illustrations that I'm going to be wanting to use paint on it. So that's what I did. That is too much on my brush. It's looking very fiery. Oh well, whether it looks like fire or space, I'm fine with it. I might add some stars in. It can be like a fire cloud in space or something. There are stars already on the page in the forms of actual star shapes and non-star shapes, so splattering a bit of white paint isn't going to be a problem, is it? Although I probably would just get my white Posca out, because at this point I don't want to ruin this, because I am liking it. Was I in the shop then? I don't know. Oh well. Too late now if I was. I don't know whether to give her black hair or not now. I keep going back and forth on that, but at the same time I don't know what colour hair I'd give her if I didn't. Oh, my water just turned black. I like it when you do that, when you start using a different colour and then your water just changes colour. There is far too much paint on this brush again. Just add a little bit of black over here. That is her skin there, but yeah, I think I'll leave that bit white up there. Bit of black down here. So I'm painting these black bits, it is really satisfying seeing the contrast. Don't like that, how that bit dried there, so I'm going to go over that bit with black as well. It doesn't look painted enough. I can see white of the paper. It's not bad having the white show through in parts, but I don't really want to. I was going to work left to right, and then I just went round in a circle. How did that happen? Luckily I don't need to lean over. Well, much. Yeah. I always do that though. Like, I have it in mind. I need to go from left to right when using anything wet, because of else your hand will end up in something. It's like if you're left-handed, you go right to left, and if you're right-handed, you go left to right. But yeah, for some reason my brain forgets that once I'm actually doing the colouring. It's like when you use gel pens, which I don't really use gel pens very often. I kind of don't like how they last on a page. Like, sometimes the glitter just doesn't last. Maybe I've just got bad gel pens, but yeah, not a fan. But when I do use them, I always forget that I've got to go left to right, and then I end up with gel pen all over my hand. Right, I think that's enough black. What do you think? Do I need to add some in this corner? I felt like that was necessary. And like making it go so it's like not completely. No, it just feels like it needs a bit of shaping there, so that's what I did. I really want to do that corner now. It's bad, it's contagious. I will do a little tiny bit like that. Done. Not adding any more black. I say that and then I look at another area. Stop me. Just one dot, one dot. There we go. Done. Black is done. She does look like she's flaming, doesn't she? I like it. People can interpret it as a fiery space sky or a actual fire. Either one would be fine. Now I think I'm going to stop this here because I need to think of colours and everything for the rest of her. I can't see myself coming back tonight because it's starting to get late now. So yeah, probably tomorrow, which is Sunday, I will come back and, well, it'll only be a minute for you, so yeah, I always say it anyway, but yeah, it is looking, I like how the camera is picking it up exactly how it looks, because sometimes colours don't do that, but yeah, I like it, so vibrant. I like the contrast, I really, really do. I've probably said that like a million times already. Who knows how many times more I'm gonna say it. So until tomorrow. Hello, I am back again, and I have decided on sort of blue hair. Yes, I said blue hair. And I'm going to include the planets as being part of her hair, because it looks like she's just got like a ponytail sort of situation. But I'm going to still colour them as like planets, but not really. This doesn't make sense. But yeah, so I'm going to go in with like blues and greens and just sort of however I want. And yes, I'm still using the gouache. So I'm just going to start, and I have found that you can reactivate the paint. So that is great to know for me anyway, and in case anybody else was wondering. Right, I'm just going to start off with a bit of blue. I'm going to try this one without putting water down first. And then I might try the other one. We're putting the water on the page first and seeing how it spreads. A bit of green to that. Yellow. I haven't reactivated the yellow. It's still wet because it had loads of water in it. It just hasn't dried. Get a nicer green colour now. I might just do that one green actually. Probably gonna add like white with like a Posca pen or something. Leave a bit of that blue showing. So yeah, I'm gonna do this one. I'm adding the water. Why does it yellow always stay on your brush? It's like I was using green, but it's the yellow that you can still see on here. Don't make any sense, does it? So that has water on it. I'm going to go in with a bit of the green up here. And a bit of this colour that I mixed. Did make a really nice colour that. I'm not worried about mixing the colours on the palette, as I'm going to be using them all anyway. I do kind of want to get rid of these black lines. Oh, that one on the face. Emergency. I am planning to give her dark skin anyway, but if at all possible, I would like to delete. I'm thinking of going on top of these with a slight bit of pencil. A bit of that blue in. So pretty. I do like that one. The blues. Should I add a bit of yellow to a green over here? Colours this gonna make? Quite a dark one, isn't it? Put a bit of that on there. So is there a little bit of this. Completely covered that up. Wow. It's nowhere to be seen. And I am really bad at painting circles, is what I found out from this. Maybe it's because I'm just a bit impatient today for painting. I don't know. I will add a bit of green back into that, I think. Can I pick it up from here at all? that in there, it's fine. We need to be more careful. Now I've got to make the circle a bit bigger to even that out. I'm bad at this. Oh, that was too much paint. Whew, this is going to take a while more than what I thought it was going to. That needs, I'm going to leave these two like this, and then I'm going to add the detail into those two when I have my pencils and that, because else I'll forget that they're there, because they are quite similar, aren't they? This one to be quite light, but at the same time it's going to have those light sparkles on it, so kind of in it dark. So I'll probably go somewhere in between. do feel like I have to concentrate more on these, because when I was talking, these circles weren't going as circles, were they? I'm going to do that bit as hair in there, so I'm going to leave that bit. And behind here is this planet. Right, did I get them all? That is a good question. Did I get them all? That one's gone a bit. Just neaten that one up a bit. So for her actual hair, I am just going to do that myself with pencils, because it is strands, and as you can see, I'm not always the most careful with a paintbrush. And then I plan on, you know, the rings around these planets, I plan to do those sort of metallic, probably. I might get the KJ Designed by Karen watercolours out for those, or I may use just metallic acrylic paint or something along those lines. I have not decided yet. But yeah, and I think I'm planning to give her a darker skin tone, but not like majorly dark. I want it to have a little bit of a glow to it, maybe, if I can pull it off. So I'm going to let that dry. I'm not going to get the hairdryer out, I'm just going to let it dry naturally, because I have a couple of things I need to do anyway, so I will be back a bit later. So once again, I'm back. Yay! And before I get into this, look what I picked up today. I've been looking for this ever since it came out in the shops, and I finally found it after going back into my local WH Smith's. Woohoo! So I just think these are adorable, and I always like things when they're inside things, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I really want to colour a page in here this month, and I think I have chosen the one that I want to colour already, because as I am doing a dragons and love sort of theme, although this current illustration does not fit that. This was this was a side project before I decided on my themes, and I have chosen this one, like lovebirds, although they look like pigeons to me. Yeah, I don't actually know what lovebirds look like. Is that an actual type of bird, or am I just thinking like they're in stories? I don't know. I'm utterly clueless when it comes to birds. But yeah, I thought that one looks like a good one for sort of Valentine's. So I will probably be colouring that page first in here, but look at it. I know it's a cover, but that is like my favourite one in here, but look at that as well. Like seriously. Ducks in the little raincoats. Yeah, so many cuteness. And yeah. The only ones that I don't get of the Colour in Heaven are these mindful mandalas. I'm not a mandala person, but I know people that are, so yeah, they have a bit for everyone, I think. Right, so I'm going to get straight into this and try and colour these planets, well, hair planets I'm calling them. So I have my Castle Art Gold pencils, and I don't know how these are going to go over the top of this, but hopefully they'll work, is all I'm hoping. But yeah, and obviously I am using my black and white Faber-Castell polychromos, which need sharpening. So let me do that first, because they will be in use a lot. And then this part of her hair is going to be blue, like it's just blue. Just bring in the blues, I think. Hopefully I'll at least get that done tonight, because I want to move on to filming for this month's colouring page, which has finally been decided as from the pop manga Dragons and Other Magically Mythical Creatures. I always forget that title, like the order of the words and stuff. And it is, well, I named it as A Girl and Her Dragon. But yeah, it's basically a girl with a dragon, which is adorable. So I look forward to colouring that one. So I need to finish filming this before I can then film another video, because else I won't have, I will probably run out of space. So I'm just going to start by choosing my colours. Right, as a green I have Mint Green Light. I need a couple of darker colours as well. Juniper Green, almost like Jupiter, but juniper. Fun little fact, if I ever get a cat of my own, I'm calling it Jupiter, and I hope it is a ginger tabby sort of cat. Like, that is just like been in my head for ages. But if I actually got a cat, I would probably just go to like some sort of shelter, and whatever cat happened to be would be the one that I would get, you know. The animals sort of choose you. Like when I had my hamster, I went to the pet shop looking for a female. Basically, I was just going to get a female hamster, and then the only hamster that like, they all ignored me basically, and then there was this one hamster that literally came all the way out of its bed up to the glass and was pushing its little paws against the glass, and I was like, that one please. And then they were like, are you sure? And I was like, yes, that one please. It was the only one that gave me any attention, so of course I'm going to pick that one. I'd either pick that or, you know, when they look sad in a corner. Like, I can't. But unfortunately my hamster has passed away for a few years now. Right, back to colour picking, because I'm getting distracted. Very, very distracted. Where are you? Terra Verde Deep might come in handy. And then a light blue. I've got the Cobalt Turquoise. I might see how they get along first, because I'm also got my black and white, so white is light and black is dark. Just give these last couple a sharpen. I don't want to fully get rid of the colour of the paint, although knowing me, I probably will. I have a habit of that. Like I said, I'm not sure how these are going to go over the paint. Right, I am in frame, good. Right, so this Terra Verde Deep, I'm going to start with this big one here. Ooh, that's pretty. That goes well with the paint colour as well. I like with the pencils I can get into those little bits that sort of didn't blend completely the way that I wanted to, because I'm not used to this paint yet, so I haven't figured out the best way that I can use it. Oh, that is so pretty. Put it up here, I think, in this bit. Just going to go over that hair bit because that's going to be blue anyway, but I won't use this blue in the hair. I will use another one, or 2, or 5. Right, and then lighter blue. This one pretty much is, ooh, that's pretty. That matches the paint really well. So now it just looks like I'm sort of smoothing it out. I do like that. I might need to get a mid blue, but I'm thinking it might just blend with this. Because again, I don't need these to be super blended because I'm classing them as like planets and they're going to have contrasted areas. I say that as I start blending it all. I'm not good when it comes to leaving things unblended. I need to work on that sometimes because sometimes it calls for blended and then sometimes I could just stop and it would be fine. But yeah, oh, I do like this. I do. Put a little bit of black in for shadowing. In these deeper parts. And like where these planets sort of... And this one here. This one is like a little planet that's sort of there. I mean, it could be like craters on whatever planet this is, but I don't know, I feel like that's another planet. I'm gonna see what this green looks like. Ooh, pretty. Gotta do that on that as well. And then I'm gonna get my white and hopefully, yep, it does add. Ooh, I just smudged. Oh my gosh, my pencil. Look at that. It is a good thing right after this colouring I had already planned to have a bath. Oh my gosh. That was unexpected. I don't know if that's the paint I've sort of scratched off a little bit whilst colouring or what. I think I'll have to get a red in that back bit there. You could just sort of black it a bit. Well, that'll be fine. Note to self, do not swish your hand across. I'll have to remember that because that's how I normally get rid of the dust. But that planet bit is done and I'm liking how that's turning out. Still can't believe this. I don't have any wipes near me, so I'm just gonna have to remember not to shove my hand over her face or anything. Alright, let's start on the next. I do all the blue planets first because that seems to be a good option at this point. And like I said, I'm going to come in with something metallic on these rings, so I won't be colouring in them. Yeah, I think, look, when I'm going over some of this, it's creating dust. Like there was a thicker layer of paint on that part and now I've just scratched it off. I think this is because this watercolour paper is quite textured. It's not done like a smooth layer of paint, so I'm grabbing at the texture right now. I'll just have to blow it off for now. Like, I apologise, but I do have paintbrushes here, but I feel like they might create a problem. That white on there. My tape keeps coming off on that corner, and that corner only. I don't get it. I think that's enough for that one. Excuse me a moment while I take some of my drink. Did I put white on these little ones? No. Just going to blend that a bit. I mean, knowing me, I will get my white Posca out. Right, next blue one. This one is more bluey green, but I think this dark blue is good for dark bluey green as well, because it's a Terra Verde deep, but it's like a really dark turquoisey greeny blue situation. See, on there it looked more blue, but now I'm on this greenish like paint, it looks more green, which is lovely. Best of both. That just got the Hannah Montana Best of Both Worlds song pop into my head then. I used to love that show. And I'm not afraid to admit that. Some people feel ashamed of what they used to enjoy watching. I don't get it. You enjoyed it, why not just say that you enjoyed it? I'm not saying you have to enjoy watching it now, but don't put off the fact that you did enjoy watching it. Or listening to it, or anything like that. I'll never understand. I think I've said it before, like, if you like something, just like it. This creates quite a lot of dust. I'm going to have to clean my desk after as well, because I'm literally blowing it up, and I've just got like some like art supplies up there, so like they're going to need wiping off. But that's okay. I don't mind doing that. Worth it if I get to colour what I want to colour right this moment. I I do like these better now that I'm adding some pencil on top. I will admit that. Terra Verde in there, blend that out a bit. The black. So how's everybody doing? It's almost the weekend again. Finally. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but I film like at the weekend, either on a Saturday or a Sunday, and then I don't film again until a Thursday because I am most likely like tired from work or something along those lines, you know. You just need a break, and I find that on a Thursday I have like an hour or so where I am like okay to colour and film at the same time and not feel too tired, because I'm I'm excited about it being like the end of the week and so on. So yeah, that's why I picked a Thursday, and then it's either Saturday or Sunday whenever I feel. I just pick one of the days. There are times when I will on both days, but it's normally only one, and most likely Sunday. Yeah, so that's why I often finish filming what I want to film on a Sunday and do it onto YouTube on a Monday or Tuesday, depending on how fast I get through it. But yeah, so that's why sometimes it seems like forever between a video, because I'll start filming it on a Thursday, do a bit more on a Sunday, but then I don't quite get to finish it, so I have to finish it on a Thursday again. And yeah, it hasn't happened yet where I felt like colouring it and filming on any other time of the week. So I sort of stick to that, and yeah, I don't force myself to film. So like tonight I almost didn't start filming this because I wasn't completely feeling this page. But I was like, it's the motivation from wanting to start the other page was really behind this tonight. But now that I've started colouring it, I'm enjoying it, which is like silly really that I didn't want to colour this like half an hour ago, because now I'm enjoying it. And it's like, yeah, sometimes you just have to kind of force yourself to start and then you're fine. Well, that's how I find it sometimes anyway. I do sometimes go through those moments where you don't feel like colouring anything, which is horrible, because I don't want to feel that way. I enjoy it too much, and you know that you enjoy it, but you just can't motivate yourself to do any. I do like these planets now. Planetaire. Planetaire. I could have done this detailing with the paint, but then I'd have to wait for it to dry again. Yeah, I cleared my like water pot and everything away, so I was like, I can't be bothered to get that back out again. Do you ever get like that? Because getting the paint out and doing the painting is fine, but then you've got to also clean up afterwards, and sometimes I'm not in the mood to do that, because that takes time, effort and energy. I do apologise again for having to blow the dust away. I do need to just sharpen this. Where did that go? At first I wasn't sure about having the green and the blue together. The green and the blue. Oh dear. The green and the red, yellow background. But I thought, I want to do blue hair. And yeah. And I thought to myself, I swear I've seen people do like these sorts of colours together before. I just felt like I've seen it before anyway. So I just went with it. And it looks okay so far. Didn't put any white on that one, did I? Can't remember now. Oh, I did it with my finger again. A bit of black in there. I think I just put a bit of black on these ones down there, and then if I want I'll add a bit of Posca pen for lighter areas, because these ones down here are tiny. It would take far too much effort to get little tiny specks of colour down there. Not tonight anyway. I do kind of want to colour her hair as well, but I'm thinking I don't think I'll have time. So again, I think I'll finish this at the weekend. Just hoping to get it done tonight, but the skin's going to take a long time as well. So yeah. I don't think the hair will take very long because I'm only going to do it quite simple, I think. This one quite dark, especially in this area. I am enjoying how much this colour changes depending on what I'm colouring on top of. Blue. That makes it look almost white. And a bit of that lighter green. This part. Oh, that's pretty. I do like how that one's turned out. A little bit of white. I don't know if I need any, but just lighten it up a bit. Oh yeah, that does look nice actually. I think that's going to be my favourite one. I do like it when the dark sort of contrasts with the lighter colours. do these two green ones first. These are going to be quite bright, I think. Which, like I said, I like the contrast sometimes. I say sometimes, I quite always like contrast. That's why I use a lot of black and white, because you need the dark and the light. Didn't add any black on this one. What was I thinking? Don't need much, just a little bit. Can't believe how fast these actually get done. Let me put a little bit more shadow in that one there. Don't know, I find that one a bit weird and plain. Right, next we have the ones at the top. So actually I don't want that one quite as dark, so I'm just going to use that Terra Verde deep in here, but not pressing down too hard. See, it looks a completely different colour again. I like it. Versatile. Sometimes it's probably looking like I'm not really adding any colour because the colours are matching quite well. But from my eyes point of view, I can see it if it's not picking it up. So it is worth doing, even if you can't tell. I don't know if that was supposed to be hair, but I'm doing it as if that's going sort of wee. Wee. Again, this isn't fully going to look right until I add the metallics in as well. And in with black. Kind of want that faded black. I don't want it quite as strong as that. that looks okay. Alright, onto these last few at the top. Let's go in with that one first. It's so pretty. I do like this Terra Verde deep colour. I've used it quite a lot on other pages as well. I'm just going to do this colour first on these two, and then I might add it on the others as well, the greener ones. There is no sort of reason why I'm putting the shading where I'm shading. It's kind of how the paint sort of dried that I'm picking a side to do the shadow on, and what areas and whatnot. So if by any chance anybody out there is colouring this page and they've used paint like I have and are sort of following along, you might not want to add the shadows where I've added the shadows if your paint has dried in a different way, if that makes sense. I didn't even add the black into that one. I wasn't going to add black into all of them, but when you do it on one and you like how it looks, you end up going a bit over the top. Because I was just going to keep these simple. It doesn't happen with me though, although these are quite simple still. Just add the black on these and then I'll blend it out a bit with the other colours, because then I don't have to pick the black up again up to this moment. I'm wondering what the time is. How long have I been doing this? How can my tummy be rumbling? I've literally just eaten before this video. But I swear my tummy rumbles more after I've eaten than right before. It does both, but yeah, it's like it's saying thank you for feeding me. Yeah, this week I've been doing recipes from a Gusto box, and so far they've all been nice, although they did try to ask me to cook rice in the oven, which I did not do. First of all, I have a rice cooker, so I'm going to use my rice cooker, but also I have never in my life heard anybody say they've cooked their rice in the oven. Like, it wasn't to, like, it didn't have ingredients over it or anything like that for it to, like, be a special sort of rice. It was literally rice, and they wanted it cooked in the oven. No. Before I had a rice cooker, I'd always boiled it. Like, yeah. Never in my life have I heard it in the oven, so I wasn't following that step. The rest of the recipe, I did it how it said, but yeah, I'm not cooking rice in the oven unless it's some sort of flavoured, some sort whatever, I don't know. But yeah, it was nice. It was like a soy sauce beef situation. Not much different from what I would cook myself, but it did have a couple of ingredients that I wouldn't normally use. I would say that the recipe probably needs less soy sauce. I know it is a soy sauce like main ingredient recipe, but it was a bit salty, you know. It could have done with like a little bit less. And with these Gusto boxes you get sent the like exact ingredients that you need to add, so it's not like I measured it out wrong or anything. I literally just following the recipe, except for the rice. Yeah, I've never put in rice in the oven. Like, yeah, it just baffled me, that did. When I was reading it, I thought I was reading it wrong. I thought, because it says how long it's going to take to cook, and I thought the oven sort of time that I was reading was for the whole dish, and then the rice was cooked separately. But no. I mean, you were supposed to actually put the other bit in the oven as well, but not with the rice. But I was like, I'm just going to continue using the frying pan, and I can't see it of being any less salty if I put it in the oven. I just put my lid on my frying pan, and like, the only reason you put it in the oven was to make the sauce thicken up and yeah, cook the veg. And I didn't see any point of taking it out of a frying pan to do that when I can just put the lid on the frying pan. Yeah. Yeah, it tasted lovely. It was just had some weird steps in it. Alright, what is the time? Okay, I think I got about 20 more minutes that I could probably do this for, so I may be able to colour the hair. Right, let me just randomly, well, not randomly, but you know, primary blue. I'm just going to go all over with this to start with. Oh. Like these are sort of a weird texture hair, but that's fine. I'm going to colour that all as hair, although I think it's supposed to have the skin showing through in parts. It depends how you read the image, how you read the lines. Like, this is definitely like a full block of hair. Some of these parts of hair has paint on, and I'm fine with that. I'm not bothered about that one bit. I find that the Mystic Art Mirrors illustrations should be fun. So I'm not hugely bothered about it being real because, yeah, that's sort of hair. That should be skin, and I'm going to do that bit as skin. These bits that have got the paint on, I'm just loosely going over. And she has some sort of jewellery sort of dangling from this as well, which I will probably do with a white Posca pen or something metallic, or both. I will decide that at the end. I don't know why, but this week has felt really slow, but also gone really fast. Does that make sense? Right, did I get all the hair strands? Nope. Alright, that is the primary blue. And now I want something a little bit darker, which is probably the ultramarine, which is right next to it in the pencil case, which is good. I think I'll go with that. Sorry, my throat went a bit dry then. So ultramarine. Did I say I was using the Castle Art Gold pencils? Well, I am. So, yeah. I thought I would use something that I sort of know the colours in, because I don't know if I already mentioned in this video that I've completed my set of Black Widow pencils, and I have used them on a picture which is already on Instagram, and I am enjoying those, but I don't know the colours very well yet. So tonight, because I was looking to only colour like quite quickly, if that makes sense, I wanted to sort of know what I was using, as I would take quite a while to pick colours. Right. Not really sure how to colour this. I'm just sort of winging it. I always wing it, but you know. This is quite similar to the blue on the other bits. I will be adding black, I know that for sure. But at the same time, I don't want it to look like a completely different thing, because I want like it to make it look like it's a part of it. Like the hair and the planets are part of the person. So in a way, it's okay that they're similar. But at the same time, I kind of want it to be noticeable that there's a transition between hair and planet. I will say the texture of this watercolour paper is dulling down my pencils faster than smoother paper, but at the same time it's getting the colour onto the page really nicely. Like normally I would have to press harder to get this amount of colour out of the pencil, but obviously maybe don't use super expensive pencils unless you're willing and able to replace them. Like I've only got my black and white polychromo, but I don't know if I would use the whole lot on the watercolour paper like this. I don't know, I might. So I'd probably think about it at the very least. Because I know some people, they bought the set and they can't afford to replace things all the time. Like, I know I took forever getting my full set of polychromos because I had at the initial, I think it was 36 set, and then after that I bought them all open stock. Like every now and again I would buy a few colours, and then when I got down to, well, it's still quite a few colours I needed, but it was within my budget, I then decided to order all the ones that I was missing to complete my set. And now, because the polychromos, like I said, can be done open stock, I can afford to replace the ones I get low of, as long as it's not like a million all at once. So that is the reason why it's good to have a set of pencils that are also available open stock. But don't think that you have to start with the full set to like complete your set right away, because not everybody can afford that. They can be very expensive. It's like I want I quite want to try the Derwent Lightfast or the Caran d'Ache Luminance, is it? But they are expensive, and I'm not sure whether I want to, because there's only, is it like, was it 72 or was there more now? I can't remember. But in one of those sets there's not a huge set, but it still costs an arm and a leg basically. And I don't know whether to just save for the full set or buy a couple of open stock, decide if I like it, which is probably the way I'd go about it anyway. Seems like the smart thing to do. Try before you buy a full expensive set. But then I don't know what colours I would pick, because I would want to try out their black and their white, because I know I buy the polychromos ones, but I don't know. I just like to see what different blacks and whites are like in sets. And yeah, other than that, I would probably want enough colours that I would use as like a skin tone. So I would want at least one brown, one light sort of peachy colour, a purple, a yellow, a pink and a red, or a pink or a red. But I would also want to see what the colours would be like for a darker skin tone, so I'd need like those same colours but in like a different tone, like a deeper purple and an orangey yellow and stuff. And then if I keep going like that, I would need the whole set, wouldn't I? So yeah, it's hard to choose when it's something like that. And I don't know if those sets do smaller sets. Like they probably do like a 12 set. But sometimes those are the most random colours. And I'm like, they're not the ones that I would want to see what they're like. So yeah, that's why I haven't bought them any yet, because I can't decide. And which one would I try out first? The Lightfast or the Luminance? because obviously I'm not doing both at the same time. Oh my gosh, I'm not rich. If I was rich, I would just buy the whole set, wouldn't I? I don't know, even if I was rich, I think I'd still test them out. Because you don't want to be silly with your money. Even if you've got money, you like, be careful. Like, don't waste it. And there'd be people like, but you're rich, so you're not wasting it, you've got more. I would still consider it wasting it. I don't like to overbuy and then not use. What would you do if you were rich? I would definitely travel. I really want to go to a lot of places in like Southeast Asia. Like there's like at least 4 places I want to go. And I've wanted to go to some of them for quite a long time. But you look at the prices of staying in these places, like if you were to get a hotel and that, and you think, oh, that's reasonable for like the majority of the time. And then you look at the flight prices and you're like, oh my gosh. So they're definitely holidays you would need to save for. But I would also want to go with somebody that wants to go there. And I'm like, where do I find these people? Because I'd also want to go for like at least 2 weeks. Like if you're travelling that far, you're gonna need at least 2 weeks there. And then, yeah, not everybody wants to travel for that long. And I'm like, why? So I almost booked a holiday with my brother and his fiance to go to Thailand, which like that's one of my places that I want to go. And yeah, they're thinking maybe next year, because the prices for this year, they wouldn't budge. Like sometimes they'll fluctuate and get a bit cheaper, but they were quite expensive. Not the staying there part, the flights part. Yeah, staying there, they've been before and they know where to sort of get the deals. So yeah, I would just follow them practically. But yeah, as long as I get there, then I'm fine. But yeah, for this year they were quite expensive flights for the time of the year that they wanted to travel there. Like I said, I'm not bothered when I go. Like, I just want to be able to go with people, because I cannot travel on my own. No, I can't do that. I'm not that sort of person. I wish I was. But yeah, no, I would get lost before even getting out of the airport. Well, I probably would make it out of the airport, but it's the anxiety of being in a place that you've never been. Yeah, I need buddies to guide me. Like I can navigate, but it's very, very stressful. And that's not what a holiday is. I will help other people navigate as well. But that's something you do together, which makes it easier as well. But like I said, they've already been to Thailand. And I don't know if we'd go to a similar area or not, but they've been all over the place. And I've never heard them like get lost or anything, so I think I would trust going on a holiday with them. Plus, I like family holidays. I really do. I'm sort of just babbling on about holidays now makes you want to go somewhere. I'm not going abroad this year. Staying in the UK. Still going on a holiday in the summer, but just staying in the UK. Went away last year. That was my first time out of the country. Well, out of the UK. I've been out of England, but yeah, first time out of the UK, and went to Bulgaria, which was amazing. Like, so much beautiful scenery there. Like, we only went to a few places as well, but that was enough because we only went for a week. We needed our rest days, like chill out days, after the adventures. My favourite day was the day that we went out into the mountains. Like, yes, that was so much fun. And I slept well after getting back. Oh my gosh, look at that. I've been leaning on the planet. Oh, I will have to rub out the marks on her face because I have been leaning on that as well. That's what I get for not paying attention. So yeah. So this year I just thought better to do a at-home holiday. Because like I said, for a while we were planning on the Thailand trip. And then after that was too expensive, I thought maybe I'll like start saving for an away holiday this year so that I have some money saved for next year. Which makes sense to me, because if the prices don't drop, I'd still have money to go, but it would depend on their budget as well, because they go on multiple holidays in a year. They budget it out. They'd have like several like cheaper weekend getaways and stuff like that. So it's not just about me, but I'd like to have the money sort of saved and ready so I can just go, yep, let's go, let's book it whenever they're ready. Right, now I want to add the light one. I'm just going to add this light, what is it, cobalt turquoise that I used on the planets to just blend this out. Oh, that looks nice. I like that. Yep, that works. I'm just smushing it together. I'm not caring about much here. The hair to me isn't the focal point of this illustration. It's just there. Right, and then after I've finished this bit of the hair, I am going to have to stop recording again for today. But because it's only the face left, I should get that done quite quickly. So hopefully this weekend this will be finished, and hopefully I can start filming the other one as well. Maybe I'll try and film the rest of this on Saturday and then post it Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon I can start the other one. That is wishful thinking though. Probably won't happen that swiftly. But I can hope. I can hope. I don't know about you, but I am looking forward to colouring in Camilla de Erico's books. It's been a while, because I wanted to colour in new books that I've got, and obviously I've had hers quite a while and I have quite a lot coloured in them, that I didn't feel the instant need to colour something else, but then I coloured a page the other day and I was like, I loved doing that so much that I was glad that I still had another page to do this month. Did I do that one? Did I do these down here? I need to really pay attention to what I'm doing. Because I moved all over the page, I forgot where I've been. I don't think I did down here. The colour's going down far too easily. If I'd already done it, it'd be a bit different. Right. I'm thinking that's good enough for her hair. What do you think? Yep, okay. I'm talking to myself anyway, so that's good enough. So I'm going to leave this here. See you in, well, 2 seconds. Hello, I am once again back again. So I'm going to start with her skin, just gonna dive right in. Going to give it a light layer of slate grey, still using the Castle Art Gold pencils. I do want her to have a darker skin tone. This keeps coming undone. Don't know. I've got like a air hole. But yeah, it should be fine. This paper is very textured though because it's watercolour paper, so hoping this will be okay. I'm going over her lips as well because I want a bit of the brown in there. Yeah, that air pocket may make it a bit difficult. I'll just work with it because I don't want to peel the tape off until I'm completely done because I like to see it all sort of finished. Right, so I'm going to add a bit of this cherry into like the cheek area. I'm just going to press down a bit to this sort of area here where her cheekbones would be. She does look very alien-like, so I'm not worried about it if it goes and makes it look a bit over the top. Because I think that would be fine on her anyway, over the top. Put a bit into her eyelashes. I mean, eyelids. May as well just say eyeballs, but a bit in the forehead, but on her nose. That is a strange shaped nose. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. On her chin. Yes. And then I have this yellow ochre. I'm just going to add it into some of the places where I want a bit more of a highlight, just so I remember where they are. I will go over some of it with the darker tone, but for now I want to just map out where I want things, because sometimes I can forget where I want a highlight and then I'm like, oh, I wanted that lighter. Like this under eye bit I want a bit lighter. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back to my slate grey and start to fully colour. So this textured paper may eat my pencils a bit more than a normal type of paper, but I'm okay with that. It was worth it to be able to do the background that way, you know? I am varying my pressure in some of these areas. Like this area I'm pressing quite hard, but then as I go further out I'm lightening my pressure up a bit, just so I get my darker and lighter shades in. Like there, it's a bit harder there, then light, then hard. I just finished my dinner and I tried another one of the Gusto menu recipes, and it was like a chicken potato pie, and oh my gosh, it was delicious. I will definitely be making that again. Like, very, very tasty. It used a similar sauce to something that I actually already make myself. Like the ingredients were the same except for they had one different ingredient, and I thought, well, I know I'm gonna like it when I read the instructions and the ingredients, so that was good. But that was the one meal I picked out of the list where I knew that I pretty much 100% knew I was going to like it, so it was worth. I needed one recipe that I knew I was going to like to make the box worth it, if you know what I mean. Whereas the other recipes, I hadn't a clue whether I was going to like it or not. But the good thing is, I've liked everything that I've had so far. I have one left to cook, which is it's a lasagna, but it's got butternut squash in it, and I thought, oh, that sounds nice. But because I'm used to a lasagna having like meat in, I'm like, is it going to be a lasagna for me? But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, and yeah, I think I'll like it anyway. There have been some of the recipes had ingredients which I don't eat in, so I've just done the recipe without that ingredient, and it's never like the main ingredient. I wouldn't have ordered the recipe. But yeah, like one of them came with like these tomatoes on the side, and I don't like tomatoes. I don't mind it if it's in like a pasta sauce or a pizza sauce, but I can't eat a tomato. There's just something about them that I don't know, I just don't like them. So I just gave them to my dad to eat. Like, he'll eat anything. But yeah, I'm not a salad person, so anything salady, except for cucumber. I love cucumber. I could eat a whole cucumber. Although I don't like it when they add cucumber to a sweet and sour chicken. Like, that was gross. Like, I will never forget that. I will never order that from that place again. Like, oh dear, no. That Chinese restaurant isn't getting my business, I'm sorry. But yeah, I do like how this is looking. Today I've already completed 2 colouring pages. 2. Like, how have I done that? And I feel like I'm going to finish this one as well. So I'm like, way to go me. And plus I'd already started another one. But then I thought, I want to come and colour this. So I am. Right, so now I'm going to go back into the cheeks with this cherry again. Just because now I know where I want it. I just want it in this sort of upper part. And a little bit more on her chin, I think. And it is a pretty colour, this. I don't use it enough. Right, and then I'm going to take the yellow ochre again and just do it in some of these lighter areas. I do want to leave a part around her eye, sort of lighter. So that's why that's not colouring the whole part. That lip bit under the nose really is probably a bit too dark. No, that's okay. Over that pink on the nose a bit, it's a bit too, stands out a bit too much, I think. Go over her neck a little bit. I do need to darken that neck up. I didn't do it, did I? Back in with a slate grey. It's called slate grey, but it's most definitely a brown. Do need to colour the lips in as well. Like that. Right, now I have got this, what's it called, almond, that I'm just going to smooth the whole face over with, and hopefully that will just make it look nice and all together, hopefully. Because like I said, this is quite textured. So anything to help smooth it out a little bit. I don't mind it having the texture on this page, but yeah, I kind of want it a bit smoother than what it is. I do like this skin tone though. Couldn't remember if I already went over the nose then. I don't think so. Might have. On the neck. Neck doesn't need much though, because it sort of blends into the background. I think that is her skin done. Ooh, I like it. Bit under her eyes. Alright, and now the lips. I want this cherry, light layer of the cherry. I don't know what colour to do her eyes. Right, I'm just going to sharpen my pencil a moment. Oh no, I've sharpened way too much again. Way too much. I do need a lighter sort of pinky red a minute. So I'm going to add some shadows with the slate grey. I'm keeping it the same sort of colour that I've used on her skin, because you do get some of your skin colours in with your lips. And that will do for now for that. Then a bit of the cherry again. Looks so nice. And then I have the grenadine. And then I'm just going to take my white and a bit, and then the black right in the corners. And I think I just want to make that a black gap instead of her teeth showing. So like that. You might not be able to see until I'm finished. Yeah, I like that. I like it like that. And then just going to put a bit more of that cherry in where I just done those shadows, because then I don't get a black line, not a full black line anyway. Right, more of that in their eyes actually, makes it look pretty. What do you think of that skin? I like it. Right, and now I need to do her eyes. What colour should I feel like they should be a browny orange. So I'm going to do that. I have a terracotta light that I'm just going to go all the way over the eyes with first. I'm going to add the light back in, and then I'm going to take my slate grey, because I just keep it similar colours. Don't want to get out a million colours at this point. She doesn't have any big pupils, does she? I'm going to take my black and kind of give her some. Like that dot there seems like it could be. She looks like you don't want to mess with her. I'm going to add her eyeliner in. And I'm going to go over with this terracotta light again, just to brighten those eyes up a bit. I kind of need to put in the eyelashes and the eyebrows, so I'm going to take my black and get it sharp and just, I don't know, might just fill in some of it darker, because it's kind of difficult to go over eyelashes that are already there. So I'm just gonna break my pencil is what I'm gonna do, and just, oh my gosh, it broke again, seriously? I was pressing down hard though. Trying to go over them that are already there, but because you have to sort of flick, I'm not very controlled with it. So she's probably just going to get extra eyelashes, which is fine. She does have some crazy eyelashes though, doesn't she? The eyebrows, I'm just going to fill them in a bit. And nostrils, because I never did do nostrils, did I? Right, and now fill in the highlights with my Posca pen, which had like a light like that. I'll just do some dots and whatnot. Like I said, this Posca pen is running out. I'm trying to use it. Like sometimes it looks like it's running out and then I somehow get lucky with it again. And then it looks like it's going to run out. But like every time I use it I do pump it and everything, so I'm not sure what's going on with it. But it's still got some life left in it, so I'm going to use it. Use it while I can. I might put a little dot on her nose and on her lips. Maybe a few in her eyelashes actually. Looks pretty actually. I like that. Try not to go overboard. It's pretty. when that's dry, I will be going back over it with the pink. I just felt like it needed some extra light in there. But while that dries, I'm going to get my, should I get gold paint? Or do I want my gold leaf? No, gold paint. Gold leaf takes quite a long time. Do need a paintbrush. I'm just going to pause while I go get some water. Right, so I have the Champagne Gold Extreme Sheen Deco Art paint. So I'm just going to use some of this. I may take a couple of layers to do on this. Definitely a couple of layers. It's not an opaque one. Well, if you put it on in a thick layer to start with, it would be opaque. But I can't do that. I can't even do this amount in a straight line, let alone a lot. So yeah, this may take a few layers actually. So it might have been better to do the gold leaf, but yeah, too late. Well, it's not too late, it's never too late for gold leaf because it goes on top of things, but I'm sticking with this. Maybe I should have used a thinner paintbrush. Probably would have been a better idea actually. Oh, and then there's this one down here. This is watered down a bit too much. Okay, whilst that layer dries, I'm going to go in. Oh, there's one at the top. Almost missed one. That would have been annoying. Yeah, this is watered down way too much. I do not have a steady hand at this point. I think that was it there as well. Because I think I did it as hair, but it was supposed to be that. Alright. Well, while that dries, like I said, I will get my Posca pen and I will put in all these. Whilst we wait. I do want it all white. Although it might pick up some of the gouache, I'm not sure. Not sure if that will do that. And we've got some little dot work going on. I'll try to go over as many as I can, but I just end up adding my own dots as well. Because some of them disappeared amidst the layer of paint. So up here there's loads. So I'm just going to do my own thing, I think. If I get it on top of it, then that's fine. If I don't, then that's fine. Do that in there. To anybody that celebrates the Lunar New Year, Happy New Year. That is today. It's Saturday at the moment. there's loads of this. There's loads. Oh, sorry, I'm sliding it all over the place. Now she has this like jewellery thing in her hair, which I'm also going to do in Posca pen to make it actually visible. I mean, you might be able to see it, but that's more visible to me than what it was. It does take time with a Posca pen. You'd think, oh, that won't take long. Yeah, it does. Although it would take longer if it was pencils. Well, yeah, no, I wouldn't want to do this with pencils. She's got some on her neck here as well. I'm just going to be glad, to, like I said, to start that Camilla de Errico page with the dragon. That's all the ones that are there. Now over to down here. Oh, it does look nice on top of the red. I've seen a couple of people start Mystic Art Mirrors pages recently, which is nice because you sort of go through phases, don't you, with people colouring certain illustrations, and then it will make somebody else want to colour them as well. Luckily I had already started this one, so I was like already motivated. But yeah, it's like I was naughty earlier and I ordered some Rita Berman books. I don't have any of her books and I ordered 3. Yeah, I ordered 3 because I wanted the Africa one. And then it was like, we suggest these ones for you, and it was the Europa one and the Asian one. So I was like, okay. So they just hopped in the basket like all on their own. Well, you know, may as well have been all on their own. And yeah, so that was my treat. Which I've got quite a few new books recently. I don't know, some of them have like just randomly been in the sales, and then some of them I've been wanting for ages and I finally gave in and bought them. And then like this, I was watching a haul video earlier which showed somebody's completed page in the Africa book, and I was like, I really want to colour that page. And yeah, that's where it started. Haul videos. I can't remember whose it was now, because I've watched, like I said, I finished 2 pages today, and whilst I was colouring them I was watching, I think I watched about 3 or 4 colouring videos. So yeah, I can't remember who had the Africa book, because I know most people have it now anyway. Right, I think that's... Did I get all of those? If I didn't, it's fine. Right, back to the gold. Oh, just a moment. The Hoover. I hear a Hoover. don't even know if you hear the Hoover sound or not, but while that was going on I went over with the second layer, but now I'm just going to sort of give it an outline just on the inner part of the rings, just to sort of, so you can tell it's there even if you can't see the shine. I just got some of that on the nib, that bit wasn't dry properly. I don't know, I feel like it will just help in case you can't see it. Okay, and this one has got red on there now. There. And that is my page done. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this page. Oh, I need to peel the tape off. There you have it, that peeled off really nicely. So yeah, until the next video, I hope you enjoyed this one. I love how she's turned out. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.